Hello everyone. On YouTube, I'm called Canada Wolf 26. On Facebook, I'm called Matthew. Now, I am also a volunteer with the Canadian Red Cross, and they have apparently done like 10 tips to avoid flooding and emergencies. So I think I'll just pass some of that information on to you, because knowing what to do in emergencies, well, any emergency could be helpful at any time in knowing what to do. Number one, know the risk of the specific neighborhood and community that you're in and understand how it may impact you. So, like, if emergency services ask you to evacuate and leave, you best listen to them, because they're telling you that for a reason. Number two, they say an important step in being prepared is having an emergency plan that takes into account your household's needs and discussing it with family members ahead of time. I think this is a rather important step for anyone with like small children, so they can learn what to do in the event of an emergency. Number three, they say build an emergency preparedness kit for your family, which has enough supplies such as water and non-perishable food, manual can opener, crank or battery operated flashlight, and radio first aid to sustain your family for 72 hours. You can build your own kit with items you might already have in your home. That sounds like good advice, but realistically, I don't know how many people are gonna listen and build their own. Four, they say listen to local news, follow updates on social media, and check weather reports for any potential flood warnings. And when warnings is issued, follow the advice of local authorities. That's more or less what I said. Listen to the authorities and what they say. Number five, during a flood, if you are at home, turn off any power and gas lines. Place your valuables on the upper floors of your home in your house. Remain on the upper floors to wait for instructions from your local authorities. I don't know what to say about that. But in the event of a flood, some people just more or less forget going to like the second floor of the house. They climb right onto the roof, which I can see that working, because a flood can more or less flood your house and all the streets and everything, and you probably don't want to be around when it does that. Number 6, they say stay away from swollen streams and rivers, as moving waters can sweep you away. Be careful when driving, as puddles can be deeper than you think. I did not know that about the puddles being deeper than we think, but the stay away from the swollen streams and rivers I've heard before, which makes sense. And number 7, they say after a flood, only return to your home when officials have declared it safe to do so. Before entering your home, look outside for any damage. Loose power lines, damaged gas lines, foundation cracks, and etc. And approach entrances carefully. I can understand that. You probably don't want to just run back into your home, as tempting as it may be. But if you do that, you'll probably wind up in a bad situation where you might run into trouble more. And so just take the time and look for like damaged stuff like power lines, gas lines, and cracks in the foundation, and just talk to the authorities. Number 8, they say discard any food items or water which may have been in contact with floodwaters. Wear protective clothing such as rubber boots and gloves during cleanup. You can also consult your guide to flood recovery. That is, if anyone has one. Which, personally, I can see that helping, but I'm thinking most people probably don't have one of those. I don't know how big that book is, but most people probably wouldn't have one or be that interested in it. So, number 9, they say, if you smell natural gas or propane gas or hear a hissing noise, leave your home immediately and call 911. Well, we've pretty much heard that since we were little. If you hear gas, just get out and call the emergencies. And number 10, They say get trained in first aid. And redcross.ca/first aid to find a course near you. So some of those I could understand, some of them somewhat, but other ones not so much.